am.
Michael Slauson.
This is you. Is this you?
That's you.
Is this you?
No, I don't know what that was in one of the handles.
Good morning, everyone. We're on, huh? It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Treasure Coast Unitarian Universalist Church in Stuart, Florida. Today is Sunday, May 17th, 2026. My name is Jim Rose, and I'm your worship associate today. We're here to welcome people of all genders, gender identities, ethnicities, religious backgrounds, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We're here to celebrate, affirm, and to put into action the Unitarian principles that you'll find printed on the back of your order of service. We broadcast and archive our services on YouTube. Hello, Betty. And to be put on our mailing list or to find out more information about us, please go to the website, which is tcuuc.org. And at this time, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. Okay, we'd like to welcome anybody that's here for the first time or even the second time. If you'd like to step up and introduce yourself, look at that. My brain is matching all the faces, so this is good. We have a few announcements. First off, I emphasize the calendar on the website because it actually is up to date, and Jenny puts the stuff on there. And before you call somebody and say, what time is such and such, you can log on and go to the calendar, and so that's a good thing. So the calendar is on the website. And we're part of the Unitarian Universalist Association and the UU Social Justice National Programs. There's a current action alert from UUSJ, which is the Unitarian Universalist Social Justice.net, regarding ICE and Customs and Border Protection funding. And UUs have played an integral role influencing legislation for a very long time. And if you feel moved to suggest your input for funding of those things, go to UUSJ. It's also in the newsletter, and you'll see the action that you can take there. And on the 1st and 3rd of every month, we'll be at Poppleton Creek Park at noon for brown bag lunch. The park's down the street, adjacent to the dog park. And today we have with us Gail Harvey. She's the president of Tent City Helpers, and she's here to speak about the Tent City Outreach Program, which will be our June Fill the Baskets opportunity. So there's a sign-up sheet on the table in the foyer to sign up to help cook or clean up if you want on the 4th Monday of each month, and Colleen leads the food outreach cooking. Personally, I'm thrilled. I like to be in the kitchen, and so I'm looking forward to helping out with that. And that's when it is, the 4th Monday. It happens to be on Labor Day. On Memorial Day this year. But if you'd like to get involved in that. And Cindy called me that she's not here today, and she's going to postpone the post-election support group. If anybody's here and they want to gather, feel free, but she asked me to announce that. And coffee, of course, is after the service. And some thank yous. Thank you to Pat Tosney and Janet for being our greeters today. Joanne Leone and David Gray are our ushers today. Our support tech team is Karina Poloni, and Shari, Tricia, and Jim Bisbee are the ones that are bringing us all the coffee and putting everything together there. If you get a call or a nudge from someone asking you to get onto the schedule to help with that, please say yes. It's one of the really wonderful programs that does work and really serves us all. So feel free to say yes if you're nudged. And well, not lastly, but we have Michael Slauson is helping us with sound now. So he's in the room, so we're trying to help balance it out, maybe a little less monster noises and things. So thank you, Michael, for giving your time to help us with that. Today, our guest speaker is Reverend John Brown. It's always a pleasure to have John with us. He's a cherished member, guest here at TCUUC, and he always brings us a compelling, relevant message. He holds a doctorate in religion from Claremont School of Theology in California. He's a ministerial affiliate up at Vero Beach UU, congregation where he facilitates groups, does congregate visitation, and steps up for Sunday services. So thank you for being with us, and we look forward to having you here today. And now, our prelude. John? John, could you tell us the title?
Minute Waltz by Chopin.
Minute Waltz by Chopin.
A little longer.
Thank you. It's time for our chalice lighting. We light this chalice to banish the dark of ignorance. The fire represents the enduring quest for knowledge. Wisdom lives in the questions we dare to ask. It grows in the silence between our spoken words. Let this light guide our reason and compassion. And our opening words. These are from Susan Manker Seal, and it's called For Praying Out Loud. It's an interfaith prayer. We speak to the deep wisdom at the center of our beings. We embody the yearning of all people, to touch each other more deeply, to hear each other more keenly, to see each other's joys and sorrows as our own, and know that we are not alone, unless we create solitude for ourselves, and even then, community awaits us. May we help each other to proclaim the possibilities we see, to create the community we desire, to worship what is worthy in our lives, to teach the truth as we know it, and to serve with justice in all the ways that we can, to the end that our yearning is assuaged and our lives fulfilled in one another. And now for hymn number 38, Morning Has Broken. We'll sing all verses. Please stand if you're able. Let us recite our affirmation, speaking the first verse and singing the second. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
May we turn to our responsive reading, which will be on the wall, or you may follow in your hymn books as well. This is about a child. Give us the spirit of the child is the title of it. We look at a child, and our theme is wisdom this morning. We can see the child certainly is honest. At least most children I have found are very honest. They're naive with us, and they also have the ability to play. And as some of us older folks, we need to watch and to notice how to play and when to play. Also, children are flexible. So let us now read together our responsive reading. Give us the spirit of the child. Give us the child who lives within. The child who trusts, the child who imagines, the child who sings. The child who receives without reservation, the child who gives without judgment. Give us a child's eyes, that we may perceive the beauty and freshness of this day, like a sunrise. Give us a child's ears, that we may hear the music of mythical times. Give us a child's heart, that we may be filled with wonder and delight. Give us a child's faith, that we may be cured of our cynicism. Give us the spirit of the child, who is not afraid to teach, who is not afraid to love.
Okay, it's time for our joys and sorrows. Bob sent me some information. Suzanne is very near her death. He saw her at hospice yesterday, and a friend caretaker, I think Cynthia, is staying with her. I believe she's had last rites, and Bob said she's still with us as of 10:26 this morning when he messaged me. So, and he'll pass on any news to the congregation. So we hold our thoughts in their family. So joys and sorrows. Thank you, Janet.
I would like to share a joy, and that is this congregation. It has been an absolute joy to be able to prepare and to share the message with you the various Sundays this past year. I've been asked by my congregation to be the director of the adult choir. So I am not going to take the position full-time, but going to take it as a substitute. So I will not be here next month, but look forward to returning and to share some future messages with you in the fall. This congregation I have found, it's been a joy to prepare the sermon the Sundays I've been here, and you've been a very attentive congregation, and I will miss you this summer. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And we all know he's perfectly placed in music program. He actually played his own hymn when he was here a year or so ago for us. So he's got that.
Good morning, I'm Marguerite. I have two joys. I went to visit Betty with Cindy, and she's settled at Ature Park in Jupiter. It's a very nice assisted living. She has her own little apartment with a bedroom and kitchenette. And I think she's resigned herself, that that's where she needs to be. And she's getting PT, but I saw her that she's quite weak. Bill, her son, was there, and he helped her into the wheelchair. So she needs some PT before I venture to bring her up here, because that's what I told her son. I would like for her to be strong enough to bring in the car, get her out of the car, and lift the wheelchair, which the one she was in weighed 3 tons. So she's resigned. She goes down 3 meals, and she says she's putting on weight, which she had lost quite a bit. And she has an assigned table, so she's meeting these ladies, and they were very smiling and welcoming to her when we dropped her off. Then I have an interesting story. Last Saturday, I was flying back from Chicago, and I was at PBI looking for an Uber. So I'm at the pickup area, and the lady next to me says, I think Uber is on the 3rd floor. Ask the parking attendant. So I go back to the 3rd floor looking at my phone, and I look up and I see this very familiar face. And you know how your brain goes, taka, 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 where are we? You know, it was Lou Cloud dropping off his daughter. So he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm looking for an Uber. And he said, would you like an Uber? I'll take you home. So he brought me home, which was lovely. And then this week I went to visit them both, and Judy's doing much better. She was sitting in a wheelchair and walking like this or moving herself forward and let me in. She's bright, she's very, can speak properly, and she's really making huge advances. So Lou is hoping to bring her to church very soon. Those are my good news. I haven't heard from Roger Head. Do you know anything, Jackie?
I left a message for his son, Adam. Told him that I wasn't going to be able to take him to church today because of obligations.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to talk to his son about his disability and trying to get him to church to get him rest.
Yeah.
I need to talk to his son some more, find out what we can do about Roger. Being at home is the right thing, safe place.
Well, our thoughts are with these 3 members and hope they get well.
Thanks, Marguerite.
Good morning. I'm Shari Louise. I'm your hospitality chair. And I wanted to say thank you to the gals that I asked for help this afternoon. I still need you, Janet Rader and Janet Buckley, and they both answered my phone calls. I come in during the week for 2 to 3 hours to get the kitchen ready for Sunday morning, so Sunday morning is not quite so hectic. But I truly need help cleaning up, because otherwise, if I don't get the help, I'm here till 2 o'clock, 2:30 on a Sunday afternoon. So please volunteer to give me a hand and help us, because coffee is how we build community, when we sit down and have some of the lovely snacks that people are bringing. So please keep that in mind. There is a sign-up sheet on the kitchen door in Heston Hall. Thank you.
I have two joys. The first is I'm just so excited to have new people helping us with the music and sound program, and that's Michael Slauson and Rebecca and Poznansky. Okay. And Rebecca's going to be featured next week. I won't be here, but I'm confident it's going to go well. She's going to be playing percussion. My second joy is my wife and I are leaving for Spain and Switzerland next Sunday, so I won't be here for a couple of weeks. And finally, on a sad note, my brother-in-law, who I've talked about before, is back in the hospital. So he's not doing real well, but hopefully he gets better. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Colleen. I think I know pretty much all of you except for maybe Gail in person. So it's good to see you, yes. I have 3 and I'll try to make them quick. I'm really proud of Declan because he's been doing Kung Fu for almost a year now, and he just moved up recently to Danji Sao, if I said that rightly. So he's doing really good. My second joy is that I see Gail sitting here, and hopefully we have some more talks on what's going on with Tent City Helpers. And my third and most important is that Arison is going to be graduating from her school. And I know she announced that, but I wanted to acknowledge that she's done a lot of hard work, and she's come a long way over the years at her school. So she's going to be moving on to maybe voc rehab and homeschooling and learning some life skills with me in the years to come. So thank you.
Yay. I have a joy. My 26-year-old son got engaged, his girlfriend, yesterday. We saw it coming. Yeah, it was really nice. And even better news is he inherited a ring from his in-laws, so he was able to pass that through. They were smiling ear to ear, both of them. It was, we're very, very happy. It'll be a couple years before they get married, but they wanted to get in the queue, they said, because a lot of their friends are starting to get married. So, and for anyone who has a joy or sorrow that's too intimate to share, this is for you, and we hold everyone in our thoughts.
The meditation, which is around our theme of wisdom, is entitled Earth Teach Me. I'm referring to the Ute Indians of North America's statement that's in our responsive reading. I hope you've taken a walk recently. If you haven't, I highly recommend that you take a wisdom walk. And let me tell you about that. Earth teaches me suffering, old stones suffer with memory. Earth teaches me stillness as the grasses are stilled with light. One thing I've noticed that when I take the walks, I notice how still and quiet the world is around me. So often with the hustle and bustle of life, we get all caught up in that, and it's so wonderful to sometimes stop and just do some deep breathing and in our wisdom walk, look around and notice how quiet the earth is. Earth, teach me caring as parents who secure their young. Earth, teach me courage as a tree stands all alone. It has been said that one of the pervasive themes in our society right now that's certainly evident is aloneness. A lot of people are feeling very lonely, which means a desire to be with other or with others. And when I take a wisdom walk, I notice that the trees around are by themselves. And yet they seem satisfied. They seem fulfilled. They are deeply rooted. They are with other trees. And I believe when we feel those moments of loneliness, it's wise for us to remember that there are others that are with us as well, that we are not completely alone, and that we can call someone, we can see someone, we can nod hello to someone and feel connected. Earth teaches me freedom as an eagle which soars in the sky. I noticed this morning in coming over here that there was a beautiful bird that was just following the currents in the sky. And it looked very peaceful and moved around in a variety of ways. And I was really impressed with how that bird flies with such freedom. You and I at times feel we are incarcerated and feel that we're really locked in and we are imprisoned. And yet I believe it's important that we need to stop and to celebrate the times when we are really free and to acknowledge that and to appreciate that. Earth teaches me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth teaches me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. And earth teaches me to remember kindness as dry fields weep with rain. We've had a lot of rain, at least in Vero we have this past week or two. And as I listen to the rain, and particularly at night, it's very peaceful and it's very quieting. And I'm thankful for the rain because it brings out such beautiful colors of red and greens and oranges and yellows. And so I hope you celebrate rain as well. May we now quiet our minds and our hearts as we enter into a time of silence. Amen. And let us sing together, Spirit of Life.
Really close. You're right. 126.
123.
23. The other one.
Truman has an announcement for us.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Hi. I'm Truman. As Jim said earlier, for June, the Fill the Baskets will be to help us provide funds so that we can provide a meal for the homeless through Tent City Helpers once a month. It's a big ask because the first one we did, we budgeted about $150. It wound up being around $175, and that's with scurrying all over the place trying to find bargains. So we're keeping it at about that, but to do a full year's worth of meals is $2,100. In the past 4 times that we've done these Fill the Baskets, we've raised the most around $1,200. So we're really going to ask in June if we can up our challenge and see what we can do toward it. So that's our support for Tent City Helpers in June. It won't start today or next week, but in June. I'm pleased that we have today both the president and the treasurer of Tent City Helpers with us to help us know a little bit more about them as we support them. And a brief bio of each. Gail was raised in Rio, graduated Martin County High School, Gail Harvey, by the way, and then she obtained her BS in education from the University of Alabama and an MS in education from FAU. She taught special ed for 22 years in Martin County. She was also the team leader of the Resource Teachers of Learning and Behavior in New Zealand. Gail has been involved with Tent City Helpers for 8 years, the last 6 as president. Oates is from Rio de Janeiro. I think that's really cool. She's from Rio, he's from Rio. When I first moved here, well, I live in Rio, and I kept saying it, I live in Rio. No, you live in Rio. So Oates is from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He has a BS and an MS in engineering from Cornell and an MBA from the University of Auckland in New Zealand. Oates worked as an agricultural engineer in Florida, Latin America, and New Zealand for 15 years. And presently, he's a civil engineer for Bowman Creech for the last 20 years. Oates has been the treasurer of Tent City Helpers for the past 6 years, and Gail and Oates will celebrate their 34th anniversary in August. Thank you for coming.
Let me just adjust this a little bit.
Great introduction. Thank you very much, Truman. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to meet Colleen in person now because Colleen reached out to us to ask us what you could do to help Tent City Helpers. Tent City Helpers is totally volunteer. We have no paid people on staff. We've been going this is our 10th year anniversary. I was first involved as a volunteer, and then people kind of step back, and you know how you don't really step forward, but everyone keeps stepping back till where it was like, Gail, you're the president. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. But it's been a joyous ride in the fact that I've met so many very interesting people with truly amazing stories of survival and resilience and really hitting rough times. And through my friends out there that are homeless, I very much treasure our home and that I have air conditioning, that I can take a shower, I can get a good night's sleep, unlike a lot of our homeless here in Martin County. Having taught in Martin County and have taught in special ed, it's a really sad story when I see some of my former students that are homeless. And it's not the typical scenario that a lot of people out there would like you to believe about homeless people, about being all drug addicts and worthless human beings, that I actually know the people, and a lot of people you don't see that are hiding out in their cars are families. The greatest group of homeless people growing in our area are families. We have a family that just got housed and are 3 little boys with a newborn baby. These are people you don't see. because they're surviving in their car, taking their kids to school, trying to make it. And then the second group of people in Martin County that are growing are seniors. And you can understand that when you're on a fixed income and everything keeps rising in prices, and then your medication rises in cost, and your insurance and your HOA and everything keeps rising in cost, and you're on a fixed income. So we also are part of the Council on Aging and going to their meetings about how to help combat homelessness within seniors in our community. Basically what Tent City Helpers does is every single Monday, we have a group of volunteers that meet at our house, and they pack grocery bags. So we have community-made snack bags, we have the Girl Scouts, we have different churches, we have different individuals that put in a gallon Ziploc bag non-perishable snacks. So that might be a fruit cup, chips, beef jerky, and then like a protein, like a tuna foil pack, a spoon, and a wet wipe. So like 6 or 7 snacks all in a Ziploc bag. We've recently had a lot of high schoolers do Ziploc bags for us, the snack packs, for their volunteer hours, which you have to do in school with National Honor Society, and in some courses in high school. So we have community-made snack bags. We put that in a bag with a water and a pop-off top of ravioli, a banana, and an orange. So we make 60 of those every Monday morning. And then during Mondays, we have people that volunteer, like you guys did last week with Colleen leading the crew. Jim, were you part of it as well? And Erica?
I was away, but I'm.
Oh, yeah, there was a Jim. There was a Jim.
Yeah.
Jim and Erica, thank you Trisha, thank you very much, because you guys made a chicken pot pie casserole, and I got a text back from one of our homeless men who said, wow, that was such a delicious meal, Gail. Thank whoever made it, because it was really good, and they really enjoyed the bread pudding for dessert. So I wanted to give you guys a shout out for thank you very much. The meals are really appreciated because some people haven't eaten for a day or two, and when they get a homemade, made with love meal, they're really appreciative. So it's an awesome thing for you or any other community members to do. And we had one Monday, the last Monday of the month, vacant, and our other Mondays, like the first Monday, Charlie's Bar and Grill, Donnie from there, he volunteers on Mondays and makes a meal. Then we have on Tuesdays, on Monday, the second Monday of the month, the Kiwanis Club. So each Monday we have a group of people that volunteer to make a meal, but we had the last Monday vacant. Colleen called me, you guys stepped up, and were able to provide a delicious meal for our homeless folks. I believe it's next Monday that you guys will be making another meal for us, and it's much appreciated. What we do then is we get all our snack bags together, and then all the volunteers meet at our house, and then we have Jerry that takes all the snack bags with a big cooler full of cold Gatorades and iced tea, canned food, extras, and also the protein drinks. So a lot of people that are unable to eat a hot meal for sickness or whatever reason will be able to get some protein drinks off of us and have a protein shake. Then we have a car filled with camping gear. We've got tents, tarps, backpacks, batteries, bug spray, Bomba socks, clothing, and personal hygiene needs. Just about anything you can imagine that you might need camping, we carry it. Bicycle lights, because the police were giving our homeless folks a really hard time about driving their bikes around without the red little light in the back. So we have that so that the police don't have a reason to harass our homeless people that ride bikes. And then we have a car full of camping and personal hygiene supplies. And then we have volunteers that serve the meal out of the back of their car. So we get the trays and the plasticware from Donnie, from Charlie's Bar and Grill, great restaurant. They support us 100%. They've been awesome. And then the volunteer serves the food from the back of their car. So we have 3 cars going out and 6 or 8 people, and we go to 6 stops. Our first stop on Monday is 3 o'clock on the Flagler underneath the Roosevelt Bridge. And we'll see like 10, 15 people there. They get a hot meal. They get a grocery bag that has the community-made snack bag and an ice-cold drink. And then they come to the volunteers that are distributing goods, and whether they need wipes, batteries, bug spray, they're able to tell the person, and they're able to get those items. So we have 6 stops. We start at the Flagler Park, then we go to Memorial Park at 3:30. We head down south behind Burger King. We then head to Wawa's. There's a church on Salerno Road across from Winn-Dixie. That's another one of our stops. And then we head all the way north to the McDonald's in front of Treasure Coast Mall in Jensen Beach, and that's about 5:30 in the evening. We serve there, and on most Mondays, we're serving between 50 and 60 different people that are unhoused. So we get to hear a lot of the stories of people out there, and the people that are out there are mostly all residents of Martin County. And because I'm a teacher, I ask, oh, what school did you go to? Oh, Martin County High School. Oh, I went to Jensen Beach High School. Oh, I went to... These are local people, and they're trying to, villainize people that are unhoused and say that they're foreign people and they're here from California because we have such great weather or something ridiculous, because we have no services here. So why would people come to Martin County when we don't have a shelter, we don't have services to help people that are unhoused? These people have family here, and they may have been excommunicated from their family for whatever reason, but whatever connections they have in the world are usually here in Martin County, and that's why they want to be here. So we're working as a nonprofit, get people that are unhoused recognized and have a voice. So we have some unhoused people that are presently speaking at our county commission meetings. Our next one is this Tuesday at 9 a.m. If anyone wants to go. We have several people speaking up that are unhoused about the fact that our county was given $3 million, I think it was. I don't know how much money it was. But they still haven't done anything with the money to help our unhoused people. And we don't have a shelter in Martin County. There's a few places that shelter specific populations, like Safe Space if you're an abused woman. But even those particular shelters that serve a particular group, they're full all the time. So I've had abused women call me desperate. I've just been beat up. I think I have 3 broken ribs. What am I to do? Oh, call Safe Space. Oh, I called them, and they said to call them back in 3 weeks. So there's not a lot of support out there, and we're working to help advocate for unhoused people, on top of providing a delivery service that goes out every Monday. We haven't missed a Monday. Rain or shine or tornadoes in 10 years. So, have I forgotten anything? This year there was a big push. Oh, that's good. We also have an outreach worker from Treasure Coast Homeless Services Council Treasure Coast Homeless Services Council is supposed to provide services for the Tri-County area, but they have no office in Martin County. So what they've been doing is providing us with an outreach worker, and that outreach worker, Roshonda Jones, has been working with us, going to each of our stops, getting the information. She's got a computer in her car and able to put the information in to help people get housing. So this year, we started the year with about 8 or 9 veterans, which is really sad to see out there. And she has housed every single veteran except one. And that veteran just got incarcerated, so that's hard to work with someone incarcerated. But yeah, so there's been a big difference in Martin County, thanks to Treasure Coast Homeless Services Council, who's been working with us to find the people that need help. So that's basically the quick story of Tent City Helpers. Are there any questions about anything? Okay, great. Thank you very much, Gail Harvey. And look us up on, we have a very active Facebook page. It's Tent City Helpers. And with our thank you to you guys, we have now 4,700 followers. And the post I put out thanking you guys with a picture of the front of your church and the text I got from Kenny saying what a delicious meal it was had over 1,300 views. So I'm saying, like, working together, networking, the word gets out when people are doing good things. It's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gail. Will you be here at coffee?
Yes.
Okay, anybody has any other questions? Our ushers, please come forward. We have David, and there you go. With these gifts, which we freely give and gratefully receive, we say yes to the values of our faith as Unitarians. And now here's John.
When I was a child, I thought a wise person was an older individual with a white beard, thick gray hair, who lived in a large castle, and they would spend their days stooped over huge old books learning about the universe and notable people of the world. Perhaps they could have intriguing conversations or debates with other wise men about the meaning of life and how things work. But as I've grown older and certainly grayer, I am discovering that true wisdom is not found in an isolated existence. Rather, true wisdom is an active lifestyle, being a seeker of truth and understanding in the world around us, communicating not only with men, but with women, and certainly with children. Every one of us is on a life journey, and we call it life. We call it a journey. Consider what that journey would be like with wisdom when we focus in on wisdom. True wisdom is to know what is best worth knowing and to do what is best worth doing. Let me say that again. True wisdom is to know what is best worth knowing and to do what is best worth doing. So we have to ask ourselves, how does one gain really wisdom in our lifestyle? First of all, there needs to be a will to seek, an openness to learn, to experience new things. An old adage comes into my mind which says, if there is a way, if there's a will, there is a way. If there's a will, there is a way. And wisdom involves a combination of life experiences and self-reflection and learning from others. At times, we too often engage in a rational analysis paralysis mode of what it means to seek wisdom rather than pursue the wise action that we can before us. We become so intellectual and engaged in cerebral exercises that we become actually stuck in life if we're not careful. And when this happens, we need to turn and to learn from the great minds of the past. Throughout time, great historical figures have given us words of wisdom which have pointed us to helpful pathways to seek wisdom in our lives. Take for a moment and think about someone in your life who helped you along your journey. Think about the wisdom they passed on to you, and to see that maybe they helped you to really see your worth or purpose in life. Was it a teacher? Was it a family member, a next door neighbor, a best friend? What qualities or characteristics have they shared with you or modeled for you in your lifetime? When we discover our purpose in life, it not only enhances our own lives, but it also can enhance the lives of others. Let me continue to share some of the insights that I have discovered along these 81 years of life that have been helpful to me, and perhaps they will be helpful to you. Be careful not to invest too much in the material goods that life offers you. A writer once said, don't be obsessed with getting more material things. Be relaxed with what you have. Acknowledge what is with you right now. Be content with what you have instead of the pursuit of material wealth. And pace yourself throughout life and celebrate the gifts you internally possess or physically own. The joy or happiness one feels with material goods is only temporary and can be detrimental to wanting more. There once was a man who was living a very hectic life, and it went like this. As I write this, my wife Carla is on a business trip to Chicago, and I'm in the 15th hour of a day that began at 6 a.m. with some work at time, a 9 a.m. trip to the doctor for my daughter's post-appendectomy checkup, more work on my laptop in the waiting room, some text updates to Carla, a work-filled commute, a full day of metal to the pedal, a commute back home, a rushed dinner, and a few more hours on the laptop, packing out the editor's letter. Is that life balanced? I don't think so. In my reading it so quickly, it really was demonstrating what this person was internally feeling. He was feeling rushed, feeling pushed, not healthy for the mind, body, or the spirit. Most of us have already figured this out, I venture to say. On days like this, I think back to my father, who was walked home from the train at the Long Island Railroad, which I guess is on strike right now. And it was around 5:30 we would meet him, and my stay-at-mom would meet him at the train station with my sister and myself, drove him home. We had dinner, well, it was on the table, and all spent a leisurely evening together. And this was before my father was hit with multiple sclerosis, and mother had to work full-time. But I can still remember the slow life that we had, where we were able to acknowledge and to feel and to celebrate the time of being together, to sharing with one another. Our world today is globalized, profit-driven, hyper-competitive. We must carefully ration any time spent on our kids, our grandchildren, and our spouses. Even taking time for ourselves is sometimes not in the agenda. In return for our relentless productivity, our standard of living has risen where we get to buy cooler devices, nicer cars, and more stuff. We are so much richer and so much more fulfilled. But really, are we? I believe it is also important to spend time with our family and friends, to be present in the moments that we share. Sometimes it is not the quantity of time, but the quality of the shared time together. Or do we value success or material goods more than those around us? Let us reflect for a moment what really does help to create a wise lifestyle. Do you have these qualities? Inquisitiveness, the keen desire to know and to investigate. Do you have that right now in your search for wisdom? How about interest, the feeling of wanting to give your attention to something? And what about fascination? The interest, the key interest or attraction to a particular subject, or inquiry, the act of asking for information. Thirst for knowledge, a strong desire to learn. All of these qualities help us to look deeper in our lives of meaning. And yes, that's another insight that I have found, and that is to search for meaning. Meaning is so very important. Meaning is a thread that weaves together the fabric of human existence. It is not merely a cognitive construct, but an experiential reality, one that gives coherence to our past, direction to our present, and hope for our future. Meaning allows us to endure friendship, transcend suffering, and create a life that feels worth living. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, argued that meaning is not something we passively receive, but something we actively create. In a similar work, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl asserted everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Meaning, therefore, is not found in external circumstances, but in the way that we relate to them. Another aspect to live a wise lifestyle is to be curious. Curiosity is the innate, intrinsic drive to explore, discover, and learn, acting as a crucial dopamine-driven neurological mechanism that enhances knowledge acquisition and survival. It is so important to be curious when we are with other people. And when somebody is not being clear, it is wise to sometimes say to this individual, "What do you mean? Would you tell me a little bit more about this?" so that you fully understand what the person is saying, what they really mean for our lives. Words, especially of our young people, are so important to understand. This helps us to understand, to empathize or identify with our young people, with the individuals we're talking to. Empathy is another important component to a wise lifestyle. I believe a wise person is someone who has a capacity to understand another's point of view or another's situation or feelings. Empathy could be ready with a meal or bed when it is needed. Regarding prisoners, if you were in prison with them, look on victims of abuse as if what happened to them have happened to you. I believe one of the most effective and successful people in giving to the homeless are those who can be empathetic. It makes such a difference that when people give to the homeless, that there is a sense of empathy and understanding. It causes that individual to feel that they are valued, that they are special, different than just simply giving and walking away. There is no doubt, too, that it is important to walk in the moccasins of others, to walk a mile or so in the shoes of those around us, and that is not an easy task. When I was training as a minister, I participated in an internship at the California Institution for Women in Frontera, California. The prisoners often felt tremendously alone and frustrated due to minimal contact with family and friends from outside the prison. One incarcerated woman who I met was heartbroken because her mother died and she was unable to attend the funeral. She was a caring and sensitive woman. And in her wisdom, she turned to her faith for strength and comfort, which provided her with some stability and hope. But she needed someone to listen to her and to understand the pain she was feeling. And through empathy, patience, and listening, I was so fortunate that I was able to be there and to accept her invitation to share in her moments of loss. It was a tremendous honor to be with her during those dark hours and to assist her in working through that grief. In closing, I encourage you to enjoy the fruits of living really wisely. As we strive to follow the way, the truth, and the life, it is essential that we walk each day with a caring and loving spirit, especially in times like these. It has been said that one of life's most complex and painful experiences, as I said to you earlier, is loneliness. And the deep sense of distress arises when a person's need for connection and meaningful relationship goes really unmet. Yet when we choose to love others unconditionally, we offer a powerful and wise gift, one that can help ease the burden and gently heal the aching heart. Finally, consider these two important questions. Do you desire to be counted among the wise? Do you seek to build a life marked by true wisdom? If your answer then is yes, then live well, live wisely, and walk humbly. For it is not merely what we say, but how we live that truly defines us. Amen. May we turn to our closing hymn, Let Thee Be Light. In your hymnals, if you're following music. Let there be light, let there be understanding, let all the nations gather, let them be face to face. Let there be grace, open our minds to ponder, open the door of concord, opening into grace. Perish the sword, perish the angry judgment, perish the bombs and hunger, perish the fight for gain. Let there be light, open our hearts to wonder, perish the way of terror, out of the world God made. Let's be seated. And I'd like to share with you now some words from you from the Warrior Spirit Prayer of Awakening. May all of you be granted with the strength, determination, wisdom to extinguish anger and reject violence as a way. May all our suffering cease, and may we seek, find, and fully realize the love and compassion that already lives within each one of us. May you truly value yourself as well as others. May we exercise the precious gifts of choice and the power to change as that which makes us uniquely human and is the only true path to liberation. May we swiftly reach complete, effortless freedom so that our fearless, unhindered behavior be of benefit to all. And now, may you all go forth and spread the warm flow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the whole world. Amen.
Anybody here seen my old friend Abraham? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seemed good they die young. You know, I just looked around and he's gone. Anybody here seen my old friend John? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seemed good they die young. I just looked around and he's gone. Anybody here seen my old friend Martin? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seemed good they die young. I just look around and he's gone. Didn't you love the things that they stood for? Didn't they try to find some good for you and me? And we'll be free someday.